Who are you sparring with right now? Any notable names that you're sparring with?
I've been sparring with Cornelius White. He just had a big fight, IBF International, which he won by another decision. He's great sparring. He's, I think he's 18 and 1 right now. Very good fighter. I've been sparring with Brian Vera and Mike Lee. Do good work, man. I get a lot of good work over here.
Okay. And you're returning to HBO on September 29 in Foxwoods, and you're going against undefeated Jason Escalera. What can you tell us about that fight?
It was a big opportunity for me. But I also know it's a big opportunity for Jason. I know he's going to come prepared. I know he's going to come ready. And, he's a fighter that has big roles to come forward and fight. So I'm taking this fight not lightly at all. I'm going in there like I'm fighting for a world title. It's my second HBO fight. I'm trying to look impressive. So over here, over the 5 weeks into training camp to get my name out there and get one of the big names to fight one of the big names in the middleweight.
Okay. And also, September 29 is the birthday of your twins, Edwin and Serena. And how special is that for you to fight on their birthday?
It's really special. I've been away from them a little bit too long now. I'm going to go home for a week or so. I'm looking forward to that and coming back to camp. But it's very special. It was September 29th was a good day, and so away, it was kind of like I didn't know what to expect because our kids were born premature at 23 weeks and 5 days, 103 ounces. So it is their birthday, and we're very happy that they do really well now. But at the same time, kind of just, tough memories of the things that me and my family have to go through. I'm really happy that they're 6-year-old, and we're truly happy. And after my fight, we're going to throw a big party for them and all that stuff.
Okay. And how far are you think, from a world title shot?
I think it can come any time now. I have Vera. He has done a great job moving me along, getting me a good exposure, getting me good opponents so I could get up there and get ranked. So it could come any minute now. Over here getting ready not just for my next fight, but to be a better fighter overall. So when that day comes, when I'm fighting a guy like Adrien Broner, Carl Crutch, Arthur Abraham, I'll be ready. Not just to compete, but to win.
Okay, so obviously you're not to the world. You're not gonna get a world title shot like yet. So where do you feel you're at right now in your career as of your contender status?
I think I became a legitimate contender when I beat Will Vasinski and Donovan George. And I think I'm right there, top 10. And I think that any moment we get that phone call, we get a world title, and my job is to get ready to win it.
Okay. Shad Dawson, a person that you know that you've actually helped train for his preparation against Bernard Hopkins, he will be fighting Andre Ward on September the 8th. Now, the question for you is, do you think it was a wise move for Shad Dawson to move down to 168 and to fight Ward at his weight class?
I don't think it was wise at all. I mean, I'm not Shad, but, that is 7 pounds. I don't even know the last time he fought 168. And Andre Ward was the Olympic gold medalist at 178 in the amateurs, so I'm sure him and his team wouldn't have any trouble coming up to 178 and 175 and doing the fight. It's an interesting fight. I do feel that it's a 50-50 fight be honest with you. I give that edge to Adrien Broner because he fought in 168, and I don't know how Dawson is going to be able to fight at that weight class. If his body's going to be able to do it, if he's going to be able to even make weight. I know I wouldn't be able to make 160 at this point in my career. Yeah, I've been fighting at 68 for a while now, so, you know. But then again, I'm not shot off, and if you can make the weight, then I give him a better chance to fight. But either way, I think it's a very close fight. It's a tactical fight. Everyone knows how to win shots off, and is extremely talented. Something that other fighters have to try really hard at. Well, so it's going to be a very good fight for boxing fans. And it's going to be entertaining for people that are really into boxing.
Yeah, and speaking of going up and down in weight, this past Saturday, Adrien Broner didn't make weight against his fight against Vicente Escalera, which the fight was almost called off. Now, there's been issues with that in the past year with like Brandon Rios and now Broner and a few other guys. And, you know, you always are in shape, Edwin. Even when you're not fighting, you always stay right around fighting weight. What do you feel about these fighters that they just balloon up 40, 50 pounds when they're not training and then they can't even make weight? Like, what do you make of that issue?
I think that as athletes, we are trying to get a big advantage by fighting as slow as we can. And sometimes our body just don't want to do it anymore. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Adrien Broner trained extremely hard for that fight, as he showed it by being such condition-wise. You know, he wasn't even winded ever. It was an easy fight for him. So I think it's not their dedication about, staying around the weight class. It's more about fighters trying to take such a big advantage by fighting so long for so long that at some point their body just give up on them. They can't do it anymore. And so I don't think it's judging their character that they can't make weight. It's just about realizing when you had enough at that weight class.
Okay. Are you, in the past, you have helped with sparring and training with other fighters such as John Pascal, Carl Froch, and a few others, like I named Dawson earlier. Is that in your future to go into another boxer's camp and helping them out, or vice versa?
I like going to other people's camp and seeing how they run camp and seeing the things that they do right. I just came back from Andy Lee's camp. So, I thought I was going to be done with going to other fighters' camp. But, that's the only way I'm going to get top-notch sparring. So, I like doing that stuff. I like going to Shot Dawson's camp. He had a really good camp. Being able to be in there with a guy like Shot Dawson and realizing that I belong with anybody in the top 10, it's reassuring me as a fighter. Let me know that I'm ready.
Okay. Edwin, is there anything that you would like to, tell your fans or how they can communicate with you, or just say anything at all? What would, here's a chance to say it.
I just want to thank everybody for following my career, and please continue to follow on Twitter, La Bomba Boxing, and Facebook, Edwin Rodriguez. I just want to thank everybody for following my career, and then 2012 is going to be the year where I'm going to not just fight for a world title, but win it. Good.
One more question before I forget. There was in your local newspaper, Telegram Gazette. I read a story that it said that you had a chance to fight Adonis Stevenson for like a IBF title eliminator, and you turned it down. Is there any truth to that, or can you tell us about the situation?
Yes, it was brought up to my promoter, He already had me an HBO fight, which made more sense because we didn't have to go to Canada to fight Adonis Stevenson in Canada, and we already have prior commitment with HBO, so we couldn't, pull out and to go fight for less money in Adonis Stevenson's hometown.
Okay. And one more question. Will Brzezinski is the guy you fought last October, I believe, in Mohegan Sun. I hear a lot of talks, on the internet and whatnot, that he's still complaining about the decision. What do you have to say about that? Because he's been going to, him and his brother, I've been seeing him going to like a verbal war with some of your, your supporters. What do you have to say about that?
I beat him fair and square. I'm moving on from it. There's a lot of bigger fish to fry, better fighters. I'm just ready to fight top 10 fighter. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and keep bringing his name. I already beat him. There's nothing for me to go back to. Yeah, it was a good fight. Yeah, it was a fight that it was closer than the judges gave it to. But it was a fight that I won. Cup box shoulder. So I landed over 100 punches more than he did. And it was the first defeat he received from my hands, and few of his brothers and his family. And a couple of people from New York, they feel like he got robbed. Hey, they have professional judges there. Reporters report that the fight was closer than the judges gave it, but the right one won. There's nothing there for me to go back to. I already beat him. I have nothing to prove to go back and fight Will Brzezinski. I mean, he's a guy that fights good fighters and gives a good fight, but he's not good enough to win those fights. Same thing he proved against Tablet. He was good enough to be in there the last 12 rounds, 10 rounds with Tablet, whatever it was. But he wasn't good enough to win because he wasn't brought up right. He was 14-0. He threw him in there with a guy like me. Of course, he was going to get, of course, I was going to beat him, and that's what happened. And then he gets a couple of fights, and then he's thrown in there with Kelly Tablet without being brought up the right way. I mean, he was set up for failure, basically. He set himself up for failure. I did what I had to do in the ring. I beat him, and I'm good. I'm moving on to bigger and better things.
So that's pretty much sums it up. That's case closed right there. Well, Edwin, on behalf of Pro Boxing Insider, we want to thank you for your interview and for your time. I know that you're very busy with your training and best wishes. Everyone that's listening right now, this is Edwin Rodriguez. He will be fighting Jason Escalera on September 29th at Foxwoods. And if you can't be there, tune in on HBO. Once again, it's on September 29th. Thanks, Edwin. Thank you for your time.
All right, man. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Check out what we found out.
All right.